Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPa here again, and tomorrow we get the Tech Test 2 for Arc Raiders, an upcoming extraction shooter that I can't wait to get hands-on with. I haven't been able to play it myself, but it looks fairly interesting, and this video is probably going to eventually devolve into me debating whether Arc Raiders or Marathon is more likely to be successful at this point, because I do feel like that is an interesting question, and there's only one that is likely to be successful long term, with both games so far having pros and cons. I'll have more information and more content covering this game tomorrow once the Tech Test 2 is available, but for now, let's check out the trailer and I'll share my thoughts. Giant PvE enemy is always a good thing.
How was your day, honey?
Giant spider robot.
I brought something for you.
Where'd you find all these things?
Here and there, you know.
Did you run into Ark?
I did, and I watch out for them, but they're the least of my problems.
PvP. Game looks pretty good.
All the raiders I've met say the same thing. You cannot control what happens up there.
The why is going to be the major question. That's something that I think Marathon is having issues with right now.
How you deal with it.
Hey, Raider!
Looks pretty good. It's almost like the Division, like adjacent for what I'm looking at. Like a Division as an extraction shooter. Yeah, April 30th to May 4th. Very excited about that. Sign up now if you have not already.
That jacket.
Highly recommend. The Tech Test should be available on Steam and Xbox as well as PlayStation. Yeah, so some information too that we learned. The Tech Test, you can make content on it. They did say that there's no NDA or anything like that. Overall, this game looks interesting. Now, ultimately, both Marathon and Arc Raiders are going to thrive only if they have a replayable loop that feels satisfying, rewarding, and fun. And that is something that I think questions remain for both games. As far as why I'm comparing the two, they're both sci-fi-ish extraction shooters. Extraction shooters are more of a niche thing. Both of these will be paid games, not free to play, and both of them will probably have roughly a similar release window if I had to guess. Arc Raiders is from the developers who made the finals, which has done very, very well, but I do feel like the gunplay is not going to be quite as good as Marathon overall, but they can have the leg up eventually if they are able to have more engaging content. I think right now Marathon struggles a little bit. It feels repetitive. It's just the alpha. Hopefully we do get a beta that is expanded upon as well. And yeah, I wish both could succeed, but I just don't see it as very likely at this point, especially with the amount of people who will never touch PvP games, plus the people who are pretty much against paid PvP games as well, games that are not free to play. So I think that's a big hurdle for both of these to overcome. Marathon has Bungie behind it, which, like it or not, Destiny has had a lot of success in the live service space, so they understand that they have to take this game on for the long haul and build upon it over time. Arc Raiders also has the finals, which is more recent and hasn't hit the same heights as Destiny 2 over its course of time, but also that's a strictly PvP game. So this will be very, very interesting to see how they incorporate PvE. Now, both of these games have also undergone pretty dramatic changes over the course of their lifespan. Arc Raiders initially was going to be a looter shooter, which would have rivaled Destiny instead of Marathon, so I find that to be pretty fascinating. You can see some of that still in the game, whereas Marathon, they do have the history with Bungie and Destiny of incorporating some of the end game loop into a extraction shooter. They have talked about how some of the maps will get, like the third and fourth map will be more puzzles, more interesting events to take on, different enemy types, all that kind of good stuff. And I think that does shake things up quite a bit. But again, the why is the question, right? One of the major concerns with Marathon right now is after you've run it for 5, 10, 15 times, you've geared up, you've extracted a few times, what's keeping players engaged? What's the next thing to chase? And that's a difficult question. Arc Raid is going to find the same thing. Without having necessarily player trading, for example, stuff like that, I think you could be in for a bit of an issue, and that's something that I hope both games are able to find ways to correct. Now, again, Marathon is currently in an alpha, so there is 6 months to change things. Plus, we do know that the alpha is a 2-month-old build as well, whereas Arc Raiders, this tech test, and without a firm release date, means that they still have some time to cook things as well, and hopefully they are able to deliver ultimately on the promise. I do feel like this is the type of game I really want to be successful. I would love an extraction type game, a game that incorporates PvP but has PvE elements. And if I want to play a certain way, I can do that. If I want to go super stealthy and try not to engage in PvP for a certain run because I'm trying to do specific missions or obtain specific items, I can do so. If I want to be super aggro and try to engage as many players and PvE enemies, I can do so. If I want to engage with boss fights or special events or stuff like that, I can do that as well. And if I want to try to solve puzzles and essentially chase certain high value gear, then I can do that as well. I think all of that is what is necessary for these games to be successful. And again, both remain to be seen. I do feel like this is going to be an interesting battle back and forth of which one is going to stick around long term. I right now have no idea. I haven't played Arc Raiders, so I can't tell you how it feels. Again, there's something about the gunplay of Marathon because of Bungie's history that just feels so good. So it's just hard to replicate. Especially that one is a first-person game. This one looks more third-person, so it will be interesting. Again, as somebody who played a ton of The Division and Destiny at the same time back in the day, this is the comparison that I'm getting. I just don't feel like with the looter shooters, we were able to have some of these other games thrive simultaneously. I don't think that's going to be the case with extraction shooters, and that's really where the major bummer lies and where I don't know which of these is going to be successful. I do feel like the art style for Arc Raiders is less polarizing, so maybe more people enjoy it there, but it also feels a little bit less unique than some other things that we're seeing. This game, the difference in this between Arc Raiders and, for example, Dune Awakening is not as vast as the difference between Marathon and everything else that's out there right now. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. Comment down below if you'll be playing the tech test 2 for Arc Raiders or if you're playing the alpha for Marathon. Let me know in the comments. Like the video as always, comment, subscribe, have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.